to build the center of connectivity. No matter what country, there are three factors. Only three factors: facilities, human resources, and laws and regulation. I just said about Thailand. I dare not try to mention about Malaysia, my good friend here, Indonesia, or our very, very close friend like Cambodia and Laos. We take about Thailand as an example. There's always a good and there's always still the strong and the weak part. That we realize it, and we would like the government sector to realize it as much as what we do. Because the government sector try to do a lot in order to build up knowledge, facilities, even, the all others require. But still, there's a chance to improve. I don't say that it is wrong, it is no good. I rather say it is something that can be improved, more or less. We have mentioned a lot about facilities. We mentioned about railways, we mentioned about airlines, we mentioned about the airport, seaport. Those facilities down there, that everyone, and it's very obvious, when they want to build and they want to develop something, this is the first priority that gain attention from all government. I don't want to mention this much. But in terms of develop the center of connectivity is not enough. No matter you are Malay, no matter you are Philippines, no matter you are Singapore. But other 2 points that always overlook: human resources, laws and regulation. This kind of facility without human resources is something like you have a big truck, a very, very modern and very high-tech truck, but you don't have good driver. You don't. Again, when you have the good truck, good driver, but you don't have good law, you don't have discipline to really direct the truck to the right direction, that's why the truck get nowhere. This is the crucial thing that happened according to my experience and my observation. For Thailand, for example, we always said, Thailand is located centrally in the ASEAN community. But our good friend like Laos, he just mentioned, Laos is also the center. Cambodia is also the center. Vietnam, also the center. Everyone is the center. Yeah. But I think that if Thailand, or this is not no restriction, if Thailand, the government can do something good to develop human resources, to provide knowledge in terms of logistics. Many educational institutions, you try to set up maybe, the education in logistics to the young generation, to provide this kind of source into this industry. When there is the demand, there is supply, for sure. More or less. As you can imagine, that it should go together according to the development of the demand. If Thailand would like to create, would like to achieve the target of center of connectivity, You cannot just rely on facility alone. How to do it? But the government don't do it. But my association is on the way to do it. We are going to sign the agreement with one of the government university called University of Nakhon Phanom. It is the air cargo, especially as the major in one of the lessons that they teach, and it is in English version, not in Thai. This is to prepare our manpower to support the upcoming logistic facility. Otherwise, I can tell that there will be big movement of the human resource, especially the English-speaking country like Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, who speak much English than Thai people, than Cambodia or Vietnam. This is our handicap. That it should be improved immediately, because it takes time to build up the young generation to cope with this kind of demand, and the demand is big. My association urged to the rector of the University of Nakhon Phanom say that if you can produce 50 to 100 scholars, you can really upgrade it and can create the human resource in this industry. In our federation, we accept all. And we guarantee another 5 to 10 years. Those who graduate from this kind of logistics education, they will get the job with a very, very good salary. Otherwise, there will be, you can see that there will be more and more overseas who would like to come and work in Thailand, like Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia. We do not mind, but we also must try to build up our own human resource to cope with the strength, to cope with the objective of develop our country as the center of connectivity. This is very, very important. In terms of laws, I would like to give you one of the sample. We now build many free zone facility, even our Suvarnabhumi airport. Because of some kind of trouble, some kind of the unharmonized system of our law, which is under the control of Department of Customs and the Department of Revenue. They consider the same kind of project in the different way. When the goods get into the free zone at our Suvarnabhumi airport, the custom consider that the goods still in the neutral area, because it is free zone according to the custom law and regulation. But according to the Department of Revenue, they said no. They said that, look, Suvarnabhumi is in Thai territory, right? Therefore, no matter VAT, value added tax is applied. Therefore, all the service providers in Suvarnabhumi who have to work in the free zone area, they must give their quotation and add up the value added tax 3%. But the feeling of the customer that would like to use our free zone as the transit hub, as the assembly place, or as the distribution place, they don't like it. And they feel that this is not correct. It is free zone. Why the service provider still charge them the tax? Of course, I don't blame that who is right, who is wrong. But because it is the regulation which is different between the custom department and the revenue department. Therefore, in terms of the service provider, they must do according to the law. They have no choice. Many service providers lose a lot of business because of this law. And now I must say that those international markets going to consider using Malaysia, Vietnam instead. And maybe in future Laos, Cambodia can be our competitor. If Thailand still carry on this kind of unfavorable thing. I think it is one of another activity for especially your Ministry of Commerce, especially your organization. The director is sitting down here. I would like to pass this is one of your homework, to try to solve it. Try to liaise with the party concerned, to do understand. Otherwise, every year you try to build up this kind of promotion, but still there's a lot of handicap. It won't go so far, more or less like that. This is very, very important indeed. That's why it's a pity that the government invests under the airport authority, invest the free zone that costs around 3 billion Thai baht. You can look at it. Now only 20% of the capacity is utilized. And still they do not know what's wrong with them. They don't understand. They just think that, maybe the rate charge is too high. No. They completely don't understand, more or less like that. That's a pity. Again, another very, very big fact that I must say, in Thailand, the transporter, the carrier like airlines, if you're the trucker, you are the truck operator. If you're the shipping lines, you are the carrier. But the Thai government just recognized the carrier or the operator. But Thai government don't recognize the brain. They do not recognize freight forwarders. It's amazing. It is amazing. They do not recognize the freight forwarders. The freight forwarder is the one who organize or who manage the shipment. And they're neutral. If you compare with the construction business, the construction company, they are like the carrier, they are like airline. But the architect, the architecture company, they are the brain. But Thai government don't recognize. They offer 0 VAT to the transport company, but they charge 3% VAT to the freight forwarders. What's the handicap? We are trying to fight with the authority concerned, but till now, I think this effort still in vain. But we are going to enter into ASEAN, to AEC. If this matter is still not solved, that's a big pity. Then maybe Ministry of Commerce, you